Body Intuitive, and today I'm here with Chad.
Hello.
Chad is my trainer. When I first came to Phoenix, he's super knowledgeable about the body, and I'm so excited to have him here today as my student. So why don't you tell my community a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been involved in the fitness industry for a few years now, studying neuroscience in university. And so I've been involved with studying the human body for pretty much my whole life. My dad's a chiropractor, so I thought I understood a lot, and I think I do, but not enough.
There's always more to learn, right? Yeah, it's good to get different approaches. So I really am excited to share Chad's case with you guys today as an example of someone who is very young and healthy. And you said you spent about an hour of activity per day on fitness, which is less than he used to do, and yet he's still coming in for body work and being really proactive about seeking help and support. So what brings you in today in particular, knowing that you know all this stuff about the body?
Yeah, so I have a herniated disc issue that I've had for about 2 years now, and live in a lot of pain. When I wake up in the morning, it's worse, and have a lot of insecurity around movements, like bending over and in and out of the car, so here for some pain relief.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear it's affected your life so much. Certainly pain can be it can really affect us on our day-to-day. So you said it's worse in the mornings. And do you notice that in a certain area? What kind of sensations arise when you feel that pain? Yeah,
so it's pretty much like my low back region here, and it kind of radiates down into my legs a little bit. But for the most part, it's like some general stiffness, and then a lot of pain when I bend over and go into spinal flexion.
Okay, so pain when you bend over and go into spinal flexion, and a lot of stiffness when you get up in the morning. And you said the pain radiates all the way down the leg.
Yeah. And this morning stiffness, I thought I used to have stiffness, but it's at a different level. Growing up and in college and stuff, I thought I was a little stiff in the morning, but it's gotten to the point now where it's debilitating.
Wow. Okay, and how old are you?
27 today.
You're 27 today? Oh my God, it's your birthday. Yeah. You didn't tell me that when you were going to come over.
Yeah, just another day.
All right. Well, welcome. I'm happy to celebrate with you. Thank you. I'm honored. Okay, so let's make today really effective for you. Do you mind turning around again just so we can see exactly where? Do you mind if I lift the shirt up? Okay. So I just want to take a look at your lower back here. All right, and you said it's mostly on the left side, right?
Yeah, 60-40 left side.
Okay, so mostly left, but also right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna palpate or just place my hands here. Can you take a deep breath for me? Okay, good. Awesome, and let me see you take another deep breath. Okay, looks good. I'm just gonna feel down the back and see where we're at. I feel those outer hips are really tight. Okay. Awesome. Go ahead, let your shirt down. You can turn around and face forward for me, and I'll look at you coming into flexion from both sides. So we actually are trying to reproduce a pain symptom, okay? But don't go so far that you're it's too bad.
So not hinging, just spinal flexion?
Yeah, just spinal flexion. So deep breath in, and then exhale. You can lower yourself down. Okay, I see that your low back doesn't really want to move at all.
No.
It's really unhappy. Okay, slowly come back up, nice and slow. All right, go ahead, turn to the side for me. And I just want you guys, here, step back, maybe one step. I just want you guys to see this. So go ahead, lower down. So this is not even moving at all. See how this curve is completely flat as he goes down? And you have so much training, and so it's not that your hamstrings are tight necessarily, right? It's just that this whole section doesn't want to move. So I'm actually going to give you some support as you come back up.
Yeah, so that's something that it's probably just the past couple of years I've been training in a way where I'm limiting the amount of spinal flexion that I go into. So it's probably a learned position now because I'm trying to avoid that pain. So whenever I'm doing anything, I'm always bracing my core and creating that 360 tightness around here to support that weak area. Okay,
that was going to be my next question is, have you heard of IEP breathing? And it sounds like there's almost so much of that there's no more mobility in that area. So that might be the feeling of stiffness that you were mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, so when you load a squat, show me how you squat.
Like just
a regular squat.
Yeah. So
We can go from the front.
I mean,
and then
I
from the
honestly
side.
usually do goblet squat nowadays. Just
Okay.
because of the load on the back is a little bit of an issue.
So that brings you into a little bit of extension, and then when you go down, it hurts the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're in the front.
Yeah.
I see. And then turn to the side. So you guys can see it again. Watch here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your squat position, but again, I'm not seeing any movement in the back. So, okay. So what I'm feeling into this is that the low back is trying to keep itself still in order to prevent injury, but maybe the holding patterns is actually gotten to a point where maybe contributing a little bit, because we do want your lower back to move, not a lot, but enough to come into flexion and extension comfortably, and then be able to load it for your workouts, right? Okay.
Which makes sense, because whenever I start moving throughout the day, as I mentioned, it gets better.
Yeah.
Like I went hiking, and after a hike I feel good because there's all that fluid movement and fluid exchange that gets allowed when I start getting a little bit of flexion and extension.
Okay. Okay, so hiking helps it feel better. That's interesting. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to put you on the table and we'll do some assessments, because today's a bodywork session. It's not a mobility assessment, although I'd love to do that together. So bodywork is different than mobility in the sense that I just want to get a general idea of what he's working with, and when I put him on the table, I'm going to feel it literally with my hands, what his body wants to tell me. I'm not doing a mobility assessment today, which is like taking different range of motion assessments, taking different measurements. We're just focusing on giving him more immediate pain relief with the body work and working with his nervous system and his neurological functioning to soften and calm down enough to allow me the space on this session to go in and feel in the deeper tissues what's happening.